On September 26, 3 people were killed and 13 injured in Donetsk region as a result of bombardments by the Russian army, said Pavlo Kyrylenko, the head of the Donetsk Regional Military Administration. Russian shellings killed 2 in Bakhmut and 1 in Hromove. According to Mr. Kyrylenko, injuries were suffered by 5 people in Bakhmut, 4 in Kramatorsk, 2 in Avdiivka, 1 in Netailove, and 1 in Krasnohorivka. Mr. Kyrylenko added that now it is impossible to determine the accurate number of victims in Mariupol and Volnovakha. Since the all-out Russian invasion began, hostilities in Donetsk region killed 890 and wounded 2,257 people. The Russian army shelled the center of Kramatorsk. Alexander Honcharenko, the head of the Kramatorsk city military administration, posted on Facebook. High-rise buildings and a park were damaged. 4 people were wounded, 1 of them in a critical state, Mr. Honcharenko wrote. There, it hit the roof of the neighboring house, 5th floor. The balcony door was blown out and all the window panes. No, not all, half of them. I was not home yet. On September 26, the Russian military shelled Slovyansk, reported Vadim Lyakh, the head of the Slovyansk city military administration. According to him, this time destructions occurred in Barvinivska Street and in the city center, Botanichna Street and Shevchenko Street. Mr. Lyakh added that information about the casualties is being specified. Unfortunately, yesterday the city was struck again on the central part, Barvinkivska Street, Slav Kurort. 1 person was injured. Hold on. We stand together. Take care. After the Russian shelling, at least 4 people were killed in Pervomaisky, including a 15-year-old child, Suspilne quotes Mayor Mykola Baksheyev. According to him, 1 more person can be under the ruins. The strike destroyed detached houses, civil and critical infrastructure. According to the emergency service, the shelling caused a fire of 20 square meters. It was put out at 14:15. A search and rescue operation is underway. The Russian military struck the city with an Iskander missile, as the detectives found fragments of this type of weapon at the scene, said Serhiy Bolvinov, chief of the Kharkiv Regional Police Investigation Department. On September 26, the Russian military shelled Kupiansk from multiple launch rocket systems. The church school caught fire. St. Nicholas Church was saved. The rescuers arrived at the fire site at 11:10, said the State Emergency Service headquarters in Kharkiv region. In Kupiansk, after the shells hit the targets, the church school and a shop caught fire on the total area of 500 square meters. 1 person was injured. The emergency service informed. At 11:55, the fire was put under control and at 16:30 it was extinguished. In total, 7 fires were stopped in Kharkiv region on September 26-27, said the regional emergency service. Valentin Reznichenko, the head of the Dnipropetrovsk Regional Military Administration, announced that on the night of September 27, the Russian army fired almost 90 shells on Nikopolskyi district of the Dnipropetrovsk region. According to him, Nikopol, Marhanets and Chervonohrigorivka Hromadas came under fire. In Nikopol, 15 private houses, farm buildings and cars were damaged. In Marhanets, 10 private homes, a children's and youth sports school, a public square, a gas pipeline and power lines were mutilated. 1 house caught fire. The flame was extinguished. The details of the shelling are being clarified in Chervonohrigorivka Hromada. Previously, there were no casualties or injuries. On the night of September 27, the Russian military once again bombarded Zaporizhzhia with missiles from the S-300 anti-aircraft missile complex. 10 rockets hit infrastructure facilities in different areas of the city. Alexander Starukh, the head of Zaporizhzhia Regional State Administration, announced this. Fires broke out in the affected areas. As of 9 a.m., rescuers were working there. The power line was damaged. Profile services restore the network. According to preliminary information, there are no victims. Just last week in Zaporizhzhia, more than 150 multi-apartment and private buildings were damaged by rocket attacks. In 2 districts of the city, at least 10 high-rise buildings were in the affected area several times, the secretary of the city council, Anatoly Kurtyev, said. Alexander Sienkiewicz, the mayor, reported that on the night of September 27, sirens sounded 3 times in Mykolaiv. Around 1:11 a.m. and at 2 minutes past 4 a.m., powerful explosions were heard in the city. As a result of shelling by the Russian military, a number of civilian objects were destroyed in different areas of the city. We have hits in different areas of the city. We currently know about damage to a number of civilian objects, including residential buildings and shops, as well as the water supply network, the mayor said. It is known in advance that the Russian military used the Tornado S MLRS. According to Dnipropetrovsk, the press officer of Mykolaiv Regional Military Administration, one of the rockets fell in Manhanarivsky Park and a large hole was formed there. Another hit was in the central part of the city. As of 7:36 a.m., there was no information about the victims. Communal services are engaged in cleaning up the consequences of the night shelling. You can observe destroyed private shops and stores. The elimination of the consequences of the night shelling is ongoing. Natalia Humenyuk, head of the United Coordinating Press Center of Security and Defense Forces of the South, informed that air defense forces destroyed 3 kamikaze drones, which the Russian army used to attack the Odessa region on the evening of September 26. The drone attack began around 21:10, when the first explosion rang out. At 21:26, an air alert was announced in Odessa. After that, residents of Odessa and the region heard several more explosions.